Is Meta stealing your money? Well, with this latest update, it certainly seems so. What's up, everybody? Alvaro here from Alvaro Barros Digital, and today I want to talk about a new development that I actually stumbled upon. I didn't hear about this. I was just creating a campaign inside of my account, and I saw this setting, and it really took me by surprise because I was like, well, that's really unfortunate because it gives me less control over my money and who gets to see my ads. So let me break that down for you today. Before I actually show the update, I want to harken back to a video I did a couple months back regards to Advantage Plus targeting. You can check out that full video right here, but just as a quick refresher, Advantage Plus targeting expands beyond whatever your targeting options are. So if you are targeting fans of Star Wars, you're going to get in front of fans of Battlestar Galactica and Star Trek and all that kind of stuff using Advantage Plus. And in that same video, I showed you, well, if you don't want that to happen, you can click on this button and go ahead and check it out right here. So it was that setting right there that when I switched to that recently, I realized it's now different from how it was in the past. So let me go ahead and share my screen and I'll walk you through what I'm seeing right now and what the implications are for your hard-earned dollars. All right, so we're here inside of Facebook Ads Manager. I'm gonna go ahead and create a campaign. And for this specific example, I'm actually gonna choose the traffic objective. We are going to take a look at the leads objective in just a second, but the big implication here is for the traffic objective. So I'll go ahead and click right there, manual traffic campaign, go ahead and click continue. And then what we're looking at here is at the ad set level. So we scroll down and here is Advantage Plus audience. Just as a quick refresher, right? It says if you share a suggestion audience, we'll prioritize the audiences matching this profile before searching more widely. So in layman's terms, what does that mean? It means that if you are targeting fans of Star Wars, it will target fans of Star Wars right off the bat, but then slowly but surely it will expand to fans of Battlestar Galactica and Star Trek and whatever under other movie series / TV series falls under that genre. Hey, real quick, before we move on, I'm very excited to announce that my very first ever YouTube Live is happening next week. So I have a link for it in the description below. I want you to register for that, even though you technically don't have to register for a YouTube Live, but it is important because in this YouTube Live, I'm going to be reviewing your ads. So after you register, it's going to lead you to a form. That way you can provide the information on your specific ad details. And then on that YouTube Live, you might have the lucky chance that I pull up your specific ad and I will give you my thoughts on where to improve it, what works, what doesn't work, and so on and so forth. So it's going to be a great opportunity to get professional feedback from me. But as you recall, there is the option, if you watch my previous video, to still switch to the original audiences if you don't want to use Advantage Plus. You click on this button right here, use original audience, that's fantastic. We scroll down, and then lo and behold, right here, by default, this says Advantage Detailed Targeting Plus. Include people who match, and then I hover over this, we may deliver ads beyond your audience for eligible ad objectives if it's likely to improve performance. So let's back up here a little bit. So Advantage Plus, which is the default setting, already expands beyond your original targeting audience. Now here, when you move to the original targeting settings, they have Advantage Detailed Targeting Plus, which also goes beyond your normal targeting settings. So what the heck is the difference here? And the honest truth is I honestly really don't know. They both sound exactly the same. Now I have not had the opportunity to test this side by side. Maybe when you go back to the original audience settings and you're using Advantage Detailed Targeting Plus, which again is now default as we just saw in my screen, maybe it doesn't expand as much as compared to the default Advantage Plus audience, but I really don't know. It is something that I will test and I'll come back and make another video to share my results, but that's the only thing I can hypothesize that is slightly different because beyond that, it looks exactly the same. And this certainly is an issue for something like the traffic objective. It's a little bit different for the leads objective, which again, we'll look at in just a second, but for the traffic objective here, there's no other way to measure the quality of a target audience, right? So if you're using a conversion objective, whether that is leads or sales, right, there is a justification for Facebook to go beyond your targeting settings because if someone in a different audience, a slightly different audience is going to convert, then why not go grab that person, right? Why focus in on what you've provided when they can get you some better results over here? So there's a little bit of an argument there. However, there are still faults with that because, for example, for me, Advantage Plus doesn't actually work well because 90% of the budget goes to audiences 65 plus, and 65 plus is not my target audience because because no one who's in the 65 plus audience has ever bought from me. And so I don't use Advantage Plus for that very reason. It goes a little bit too far beyond my ideal target audience. But with the landing page or traffic objective, there's no way to measure quality, right? You're just having people go over to your website. And now here by default, it's forcing you to use these expanded audiences, and it could be a very lousy expanded audience. And there's nothing you can really do to control that, which is really unfortunate because those are your hard-earned dollars just kind of going away into the Zuck Trust. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the leads objective, which, like I said earlier, is a little bit different. All right, so let's go ahead and create a brand new campaign. This time we will choose leads. Go ahead and click continue, manual campaign setup. Once again, once we are done here, we are going to go to the ad sets level, and then we're going to scroll down. As usual, by default, Advantage Plus is selected. I'm going to click on switch to original audience. There we go. And I'm gonna scroll down and I go to detailed targeting. It's not giving me the automatic detail Advantage detailed targeting plus like it was for the traffic objective. However, it does select it down here by default. So if I don't click that, away, then it will be doing the same exact thing that we just saw for the traffic objective. And I was asking myself, did I just actually simply miss this? Has this always been this way? But I went back and I looked at my original video and it's like, no, this option was not here by default when you switch over back to the original audience targeting. So this is Facebook's way of hoping that you don't notice that new check mark right there, and you're still going to be using expanded audiences when you think that you're using a very narrow audience. So if we read this a little bit further here, it says reach people beyond your detailed targeting selections when it's likely to improve performance. So once again, that sounds exactly like the default Advantage Plus audiences. So for me, I want to deselect that to make sure that I am actually getting in front of who it is that I am saying I want to be getting in front of here. So be very careful with that. At least we still have control with this with the leads and sales objectives, but we do not have control over this when it comes to the traffic objective. So what's the implication here? So in the original Advantage Plus video that I made several months back, right, the silver lining was you can still go back and use the original targeting options. Now, technically speaking, you can still do that here, but they're morphing it slowly but surely. So I think at a very near point in the future, we will no longer have any control over who we actually want to get in front of. It's always going to be some sort of flavor of Advantage Plus targeting, audience plus targeting, whatever weird name and inconvenient name they want to put on it. No matter what, you're going to give it a base audience and it's going to expand beyond that just as it feels, which again, in some instances, I'm fine with that, but I like to have the option to actually have an on-off button. Yes, I want it to be expand audiences. No, I don't want for it to expand audiences based upon the results that I'm seeing. So the fact that we're losing this makes me think that even though we can still check it off for the conversion objectives, leads and sales, I don't think it's going to be like that in the future. I think in the future, everything, no matter what, it's going to be something like this, which again is a little bit unfortunate in my book, but just be prepared for it and don't let it catch you by surprise. And also, one thing you can also do to prepare better for this is start doing audience targeting and testing right now. That way in the future, you have a little bit of a better grasp of what actually works for you, because if they're just doing completely open targeting at some point, 6 months from now, and at that point it becomes very difficult to figure out what base audience works well for you. Well, if you did proper testing right now, then that could potentially help you in the future when this change comes. If you want a full tutorial on how I do audience testing, you can go ahead and check out this video right here. All right, so that is the breakdown for today. Not the best news, but again, this is a developing situation. I will keep a close eye on it and I will update you as I learn new things on my own. But if you have any questions about this, just let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time.